stepping that tram.
Bullying is addictive. It's like a drug. Once you're on it, you just can't get off it. It's hard. It's like an adrenaline rush. It just keeps going through you. And you want more and more and more.
Nearly half of all school children say they have suffered some kind of bullying. 30% say they are scared to go to school.
They call me fat, they call me ugly, they call me smelly, horse, slag, slapper. I used to have glasses with my specky 4 eyes.
They'd pin me in a corner and muck up my hair. And then they'd either kick me or punch me, stab me with pencils and stuff.
As many as 20 children a year commit suicide because of bullying. This is the story of 4 young people who've been pushed to the edge.
I used to want to commit suicide, but I used to write like letters to my mum and tell her how much I loved her and everything. Goodbye letters.
James Best is 14. He's been bullied since he was 7. An only child, he lives with his mother in Norwich.
I just feel horrible.
Jay, come on! Jay, that's quarter 2, get up!
I don't want to go to school. I dread it. You wake up, you think, oh great, I got school. And you don't want to go because people will bully you. And then when you get there, you're dreading it even more because you're actually there. Sometimes when I arrive at school, I have wet marks because my coat leaks a bit, so they reckon that I sweat loads. Which isn't true.
Still living in that dumpster? Are you still living in that box?
They call me a tramp and that I live in a dumpster and I can't afford a brush.
Such a loser.
Sometimes you get crowds of people that, because they don't like you, they pin you in a corner and mess up my hair or call me names or kick me just because they don't like me or because they want to have some fun. If you get people who don't like you, they take the mickey out of your handwriting, what you're doing. If you get a question wrong, they'll laugh at you. If you get it right, they'll call you a boff, which is like a geek or a nerd.
You still live in that dumpster?
Do you say anything back to them?
No. I just ignore them and try to get on with it and talk to my mates.
Do you think it would be better if you said something back?
No, because then they have a go at me for it.
Tram, run along. Tram, 2 classes. Why are you running away, huh? Scared of me?
I had loads of friends at school and I was quite popular at school until the word got out all the way through the school that I were American. Then people started bullying me and calling me names.
11-year-old Amber Hall has lived in Doncaster for the past 4 years. She moved here from America when her mother met and married an Englishman. Her stepfather no longer lives with them.
I can remember a time where I'm in my math class and a boy actually opened the door in math and shouted, "American bitch, get back to your own country," and then walked off. School didn't do anything. Then people were starting to spread rumours around school and saying horrible stuff about me. Everybody was coming up to me asking me if I was going to have an abortion, if I were pregnant, and who was the father. And then they started the rumour about that I'm a prostitute.
Don't even look at it.
And then one day someone came up to me They said that I was setting up videos and doing things with boys I shouldn't be.
She's just a very gentle, tender little girl, and she gets hurt very easily now. I guess because it's been going on for so long. You know, it's been 3 years that this has been happening to her, and they just throw such hate at you and shame.
No one to talk to.
Usually at school, I usually lock myself in the toilet and stay in there for the whole of either break or dinner time, because there's a bell in the toilets.
And what do you do while you're in the toilet?
Either just try to calm myself down or end up just crying.
How often do you end up doing that?
Nearly every day.
Amber's school does try to stop the bullying, but it can't control what goes on outside the school gates. On the streets, the children go after her how they like. She's been physically attacked many times.
I was over here, and she came in and started calling my names, and I called her names back. And that's how she's a shin kicker. She likes to kick people really hard in the shin. She kicked me and I kicked her back, and then it just kept on going on for that, and she kept on slapping me, so I slapped her back. And one of the girls pushed me back and started hitting me, and then the other girl who started the fight, she came over with like a thin metal bar and slapped me across the arm with it. I had a massive welt on my arm. She kept on kicking me, and I had all the skin was ripped off my elbows. But they kept on telling me things like I'm a bitch and nobody likes me and I need to go back to America. I ended up just running. They called me a pussy, and then I walked off.
Amber's mother has contacted the police about these incidents, but it's had little impact.
Social services doesn't do anything, council doesn't do anything, the police don't do anything. Who does? Who do I call?
All schools are required to have anti-bullying policies. How they deal with the problem differs from school to school. At the City Academy in Bristol, pupils go on an 8-week course to help them understand the consequences of bullying.
You've got to work out whether you think the characteristic on this card best describes a bully, a victim or a witness, and put it on their body, okay? So hopefully we should have some clothes on the people at the end.
Yeah. I am polite.
Do you think the victim
The
will be
victim
cheerful?
will not be cheerful.
No. Put humorous and social.
Now this one's the same thing.
I'm brave.
Mine off.
I'm brave. That could be the victim or the bully. I'm good looking. Oh yeah, that's me.
No, that's me.
I'm a good listener. Actually, that's anyone.
Yeah, the witness. The witness.
Do you want to read out some of the characteristics of a bully then?
Okay.
I always want my own way. I'm narrow-minded. I'm bossy, impatient, bad-tempered, unreliable. I got a lot of confidence. I call people names.
It was good. I loved going to school. I absolutely loved it. I was going in. I'd work hard on my lessons, but at the same time, I have a laugh with them. And I found this group of people that was supposedly cool and that everyone respected in a certain way, even though it was respect because they were scared of them, they respected them, and I become part of that group. You're part of this big massive group and you can see in this other person's eyes that they are so scared. I used to think, oh, I've got power, because it makes you feel harder, and therefore you put across, don't you, like your confidence sort of thing, because you've got all these people behind you and you feel like you know you're going to be backed up. And also that gives away a choice of, well, I can be horrible to people because I know I've got people behind me.
"14-year-old Rebecca is the eldest of 3 girls. Her youngest sister, Bethany, is 9.
That was not even a whole sneeze.
Her other sister Lucy is 11 and suffers from cerebral palsy.
I'm not lucky. Yeah.
They live in Essex with their mother.
I was not depressed, but there was things going on at home that, like, my mum and my dad had broken up. My sister Lucy was going through a rough patch, and Bethany was basically being a little sister, being a pain. I think part of me just thought, I'm not gonna go and take any more of this trouble that everyone's giving me. I'm not gonna go and take any of it, so I'm gonna go and be horrible to everyone, basically. And that started off like that, and then I got comfortable there.
But Rebecca's easy life in her gang of bullies was to change completely when she became one of their victims.
Last June, one of the girls come up to me and threatened me and said, like, you're gonna pay for what you did, because she accused me of saying that she slept with her boyfriend.
Oh, bitch!
She sort of come up behind me and pulled me down and started kicking me in the face. She caught me on the chin a couple of times. It was like she'd kick me and I'd fall to the side, and as I get up, another foot would come at me, and it was like a constant battle basically to get up and run. I had a top on and she pulled down. My top got pulled down and all my boobs were out, and they were exposed to all the people that were there, all the boys that was there. Like I said, I had somewhere in the process, all my jewellery was taken. I had a couple of necklaces on, they were taken off of me. I had money stolen out of my purse and all sorts of things, and it was just all in a process of about 5 minutes, I'd say.
After the fight, Rebecca was in hospital for 3 days with injuries to her kidneys. The main girl responsible was reported to the police. She was given a formal warning, and Rebecca went back to school.
Look at your hair, it's so ugly. Better watch out after school.
I'd go into school, and as I walked through the corridors, I'd get people like deliberately pushing me, pinning elastic bands at me. I'd just pull my hair, quit pulling my hair, and then carry on walking and things like that. And that went on for about 2-3 months, and then everyone else just turned against me as well.
Or should I say bitch?
I'd get kids come up to me and say, so-and-so said you better watch your back because you're going to get stabbed up after school. I could cope with my life before all that happened. I could cope with that. I was coping fine. I was alright, I was managing, and then they done all that, and I just stopped being able to cope with it all.
It's the first day back after half-term, but 15-year-old Abby Fawcett is at home in Wigan. She's been bullied since she was 7 years old. Abby's decided she can't face her existing school any longer.
I thought I just want to get out of it, because what happens if it kicks off this time next year when I'm doing my mocks and when I'm doing my GCSEs? Can spodge up my whole life. And I'd also started switching off in lessons where I was trying to block out what they were saying. I was also blocking out what the teachers were saying and what I was meant to be doing. So my work was started suffering as well, which has never happened before, and I don't want to happen. 1 minute they'd be nice to you, the next minute they wouldn't, and then the next minute they'd be like running off and leaving you. And like when you were like sat at a table, it was like put your hand in the middle of the table if you don't like the blonde in the corner. It's just like little things that they probably thought was a joke, but it really upset you, and the teachers didn't really seem to do anything about it.
I know. I think he's gay.
What rumours were they spreading around the school then?
I was a lesbian, and that I'd watching on my brother why he was with another girl, and that me and my brother were very, very close and stuff like that, and that just stuff, and then that I had a big BO problem. In my mind, the me, who I am, when I'm at home, when I'm away from people, when I'm at the football, is the me that people don't like at school, so I try to be somebody different.
Well, what subject are you doing?
History.
What topic?
Don't know.
Right, okay.
Abby's parents have agreed she can remain at home until they sort out a new school for her.
Okay.
She's using her older brother's revision notes to try and keep up with her coursework.
Coal iron and steam power. I did that.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, I can remember.
It's Mike Fawcett, Abigail's father. We've removed her from school, but I was talking to the Deputy Director of Education last week, and she said that she'd contact school and organise some work for her so she doesn't get behind. But how do we get hold of it and such like?
Can you help, please?
What's up there?
How did Huntford Abbey help to solve this problem?
Hello, it's me again. All right, could you leave a message for him? Because we're trying to get hold of some work for Abigail Fawcett.
Throughout her school career, Abby's parents have battled to try and stop the bullying.
They all have bullying policies, they all have anti-bullying policies, but they're so woolly, they're pathetic. They don't actually act on them.
Because all too often they just take the easy option and pretend it's not happening. I mean, how many head teachers have we talked to over the years where, oh, it's the victim's fault, or, oh, it doesn't happen in my school, and that's the way they deal with it. And it just carries on gaining momentum, doesn't it?
We've got a child there who's had problems. She's a very, very bright girl. She may never, ever get the results that truly she can get because she wasn't being educated, which is her right in this country, to be educated to a proper level in a safe environment, and that was not happening, and that has not happened in 3 schools. Why shouldn't we be angry? I mean, why? What has anybody there turn around to me and say, you should put up with it, or it should have been okay, or, oh, well, you know, she was asking for it. What right have those girls got to do what they've done to my daughter? No right. She is a human being. And nobody has any right to do that to another child.
It's 4 months after the bullying first started, and Rebecca is finding every day at school a struggle.
I got really, really upset yesterday. And I was in bed and I just started thinking about going back to school, and again it's that waiting, that suspense of not knowing what's going to happen. You end up feeling really depressed. So I ended up having my mum in bed with me because I just was in such a state till about 1:30. But I just don't want to go to school anymore. Just want it all to be ended. Getting ready, I suppose, for the first hour is all right, and then when I go downstairs, I think sort of you get a bit of a shake sort of thing. Your legs turn to jelly, and you get your stomach in your throat, and that sort of thing.
I know Rebecca at times thinks it's all right. If I tell my mum will sort it out, mum will make it okay. Her mum can't. I can't make the police do anything. I can't make the education department do anything. I can't make school do anything. I can't make social services make a difference.
Right, this is Mark. All right, do you want to sit? You can sit in either of those, I don't mind. Go on the other side. This is Mark, okay. Now, Mark is 19. Okay, that's right, isn't it?
18.
18,
yep.
sorry. And you did a group like our group, and it's made him think very, very differently about bullying, about the effect it has on people's lives, what it does to people, and it's made him change a lot of the ways he thinks.
Why did you bully people?
Why did I bully people? Well, first of all, my mates started picking on this kid, and then they all started bullying him, and then I joined in, and then I just couldn't stop. I just carried on and carried on every time I seen him.
For 3 years, Mark and his cousin James were in a gang that terrorised his fellow pupils.
If you were pissed off with a teacher, you couldn't obviously jump up and whack them. So you just used to go to the kiddie that used to get bullied and just go over and give him a couple of whacks.
And then
that used to make you feel better as well.
It was less like a rush, wasn't it, you know? You hit him and you're like, you know?
You let so much frustration and anger out as well.
And then you're all right for about an hour,
Couple
aren't
of
you?
hours.
Yeah, and then you see him, bang, you know? Got to hit him again, you know?
The highs the bullies experience come at the expense of their victims.
I just feel small, useless, stressed, angry.
What do you do when you're feeling stressed?
Have a go at my mum. Take out on things I can find. Walls, beds, pillows, doors, toys. Punch them, kick them, throw them, headbutt them.
He won't talk to me or get things thrown at me and get told to basically go away and leave him alone.
If I've had a bad day, I'll come running upstairs and just stay upstairs throwing stuff around until I've got rid of the anger or the stress. Then I'll just lie down on my bed, watch TV.
That takes quite a while for him to actually open up of what's been going on, or I find out via other children that mention it to me and then I have to ask him.
So why is that, James?
Sometimes because I don't want to tell my mum stuff because then it gets her involved and then she tries to sort things out which can't be sorted out. And sometimes because I just don't want people fussing over it.
Rebecca's situation is deteriorating. Today, she and her friend Kelly have walked out of school because of the bullying. With Rebecca's attendance sliding, her family thinks she should change schools.
I've said to her that she doesn't want them to win, but I feel she'd do better now if she just gave up and went to another school.
It was going through me and I'm thinking, now if I go to a new school, I know that it'll push me over the edge. I know that.
Why? Because you're going to find it hard to mix in?
Yeah, to make no friends.
But at least you could learn, you get some education.
Just walking down the street I find really terrifying, but I still do it. And at the end of the day, me having to go to a different school would scare the life out of me because I'd have to go and make all these new friends and I don't want to because it's too scary.
Mushroom, 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 mushroom.
For James, things have also taken a sudden turn for the worse.
He was refusing to go to school this morning because he didn't want to go through what he went through yesterday.
Because all the kids kept on taking the mickey out of me because I had short hair. Mushroom face, mushroom hair, thin bin, short stump. Nearly every single kid in my form room was laughing at me, having a go at me and stuff. And then it got worse throughout the day. So it'd probably even be worse this morning than it was yesterday. Plus I've got totally different teachers where I'm in classes with new people, so they'd laugh because they've only just seen it.
They might not.
They would.
Yeah, but those that matter, that your friends wouldn't.
Yeah, but there's not very many.
But that's better to have a few good friends than know lots and lots of people and have no friends.
We were in an art lesson and they were getting like rolls of tissue paper, dipping it in watered down glue and sticking it to their models, but some people decided to throw it into my hair. When I came home it was all stuck together at the back of my head where they had thrown it and that.
You can't let him win, basically. If it's not good enough reason to stay away from school because he's got to learn to not listen to what people say.
Oi, mushroom head.
I have to grin and bear it.
Which is the best option, really. Because otherwise it'll get like middle school.
In middle school there was 3 or 4 gangs, trying to chase after me and have a go at me. And in the end, I ended up hitting one of them with a stick as hard as possible, and it made him bleed across the face. And I got told off for that, so when I came home, I was just fed up with it. So I decided to stand in the road. I couldn't take it no more than that, I just wanted it to end. Then my mum came out, found me, and brought me in.
He'd always said what was the point of going to school, what was the point of living, where was it leading, and that he was worthless, useless, would never amount to anything, because according to everybody, that's what he'd been told, and he was beginning to believe it. And all my fears came to a head because the way he was talking was that basically he didn't want to carry on no more. He couldn't face life no more.
As Amber's spring term progresses, she continues to struggle with the bullying both in and out of school.
A lot of times when she's running late and from school and these things pop into my head, you know, that maybe they've got her cornered. I'm scared for her.
Now they think she's a vampire, so they take film of her. Why? She's a dog.
I were in school and we were in games up here. You know, she'd lift her top up and saying that we're perving on her, and she kept on doing that. Then another thing happened today. Every time I walked by him, he'd go lesbian. Just kept on calling me a lesbian and a bitch all day.
Now they think she's a vampire, so they take film of her.
I wish that, like, I could wave my arms and they're frozen, and then I could just get them on the floor and kick them and kick them and kick them, and then walk in, unfreeze them, and they'll be full of bruises and they won't know what hit them. Literally.
Don't cry, you'll get me going.
I used to want to commit suicide and everything. I used to like make plans up, and like I would tell my mum before when she asked me why I was so sad and everything. I'd tell her about it, and that's when she got worried and asked a counsellor to come, because she used to say that she's afraid that like she's going to come home and I've committed suicide or something.
How serious were you about that?
I was real serious because I was ready and everything, and I used to tell my mum that it's kind of stupid, but I used to write like letters to my mum and tell her how much I loved her and everything, and you know, like kind of goodbye letters and everything. If it gets bad like it has been in the Christmas, I don't think I'd be able to cope with that again. Like, I couldn't even cope with it barely while it was going on. If it happens again, I don't think I'd be able to cope with it. I think I'd probably just snap.
Did you ever feel sorry for your victims?
No.
Oh. Did any of their parents come in, like, complaining?
Yeah, his His mouth's coming, complaining and all that. But in one ear and out the other, isn't it?
Mark was put on a course to help him understand how the victims of bullying feel.
One day he brought a picture of about 30 people on this one tiny little person in the corner, and he said that's how he felt. He didn't want to come to school because of the bullying.
And it made you think about the victim.
Yeah. It all stopped for the kid. He stopped getting bullied then.
When you look back at being a bully, what do you think you were like?
I think I was a nasty person because I used to just go up to people and just hit them for the fun of it, but I didn't think how they felt, you know? If I could go back there again, I wouldn't bully, but it's made me stronger for being a bully. I know I've corrected my mistakes. One little picture can change something, you know? It's weird.
We could have destroyed his life doing that, and that, down inside, that makes you feel really bad. So what if that was you? What if that was your life that was being destroyed?
If you got 100 people and you asked 100 people the same question, they'd all say no. Do you want to be a bully? They'd all say no. Because no one would ever want to be a bully.
No one wants to be a bully. Guarantee you. Within someone, yeah, everyone's got a bit of goodness in them.
It's halfway through Rebecca's spring term, and she's virtually stopped going to school.
You know, for the last 2 or 3 months, she was getting up and going in Monday and maybe Tuesday and maybe Wednesday. By Thursday, she'd had enough and was staying home. It's now got to the point where she doesn't go at all. She's quite stressed out, really. And the whole of her sort of daytime hours are different now, because obviously she's going to bed later and she's getting up later because there's no reason to get up early.
You see, I'm like 6 to 8 hours a day with nothing to do, completely and utterly by yourself. It's actually really depressing because what do you do apart from sit and watch TV and eat, and that's it basically. You've got nothing else to do. I suppose that's one good thing that's come out of this. You learn to appreciate your own company. And you get used to being lonely.
Rebecca feels increasingly trapped by her situation.
On Monday, I sliced my wrists, and my mum's friend comes around and calmed me down, and then it happened again Tuesday, but that was Tuesday late night it happened. So I was in a bit of a state. That was Monday's, and this was Tuesday's one.
What did you do that with?
This was with a carving knife. This was with scissors.
Rebecca's crisis has forced her to come to an important decision.
Slit my wrists and stuff like that really made me open my eyes and say, look, babe, this is what they're doing to you now. Because they're adding to a couple of problems and pushing you over the edge, basically. So you've got to move away. I'm never going to beat them. I just think that moving schools would be a really good idea. At least I've made a decision, I think, right, so at least I'm being in control, I suppose, in a certain amount of way. I'm still being in control. I'm the one who's saying, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that again.
Side kick, forward punch.
Up until now, Amber has only fantasised about ways of dealing with her bullies.
Side kick. I watch a lot of Buffy and Charmed, and I'm a big fan of it, and they're like my superheroes. If they can do it, I must be able to do it. They can fight their demons and everything, and I think that the girls who bully me are my demons, and I should be able to fight them. I just have little, like, daydreams that, like, they're going to say something to me, and I'm going to, you know, just wallop them.
Amber's friend Jess's approach is more pragmatic.
We'll start with our punches. So there's this boy in my class, he sits on my table, and because of my last name, he always starts calling me Loner.
So I just say, yeah, I'd rather be a loner than a midge. And he just leaves me alone then.
But do you try answering back, Amber? But they don't walk away when you do it?
Not really.
So what's the difference?
I don't know. I don't know, she has better comebacks.
Amber is going on a self-esteem course to help her handle the bullying.
So if somebody says bad things to you, how does it make you feel?
Worst about yourself.
Makes you worse about yourself, okay. If we change the way we think, okay, no matter what anybody says, it won't affect us, okay? So you're going to pairs now.
She is working on turning negative comments into positive comebacks.
Amber, say something.
Look at the horrible red top. Maybe I should try blue.
Right, okay. Say a nasty comment to Amber.
Your teeth are wonky. It's a lot better than having yellow teeth. I don't know.
It's difficult. It is difficult, first of all, okay? These are things you need to practice.
I don't want to keep on running away every time. I don't want to be a chicken and stay inside and keep on looking out of the curtain and make sure that they're not coming. I don't want to kill them, but I don't want to be a chicken all the time.
Abby has got a place at a new school on the other side of Wigan, where she's hoping for a fresh start. It's been a battle for her parents to get her into the school of their choice.
Unless you're totally committed and you really, well, really...
Hard-faced.
You really, yeah, hard-faced and really
Tough.
get angry with it and really sort of get the bit between your teeth, you stand no chance.
No.
Because I think, say 100 parents start at point A, by point C, half a dozen have gone, by point D, another 20 have gone, and people are just filtered out with every obstacle. And there's only a few of us that get through the other end. And that's not saying, you know, we're super parents or anything like that. It just says that we're more bloody-minded than the rest and more stubborn and awkward.
Blazer. T-shirt. Looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait. I'm really hyper.
It's the morning of Abby's first day at her new school.
I'm excited, but I'm starting getting nervous now. We're about 6 o'clock this morning, kind of kicked in.
Stand up straight.
In you go.
Mum!
Just don't forget, don't go into too much detail while you're not there.
Just say you weren't happy, it wasn't good, and a place came up here. Are you not blubbering?
No, I'm not blubbering. Stand tall. Give me yourself.
It's the end of Abby's first day at her new school.
Hi, Liz.
Hiya.
I'm absolutely nothing.
Okay, right, we're just going then.
It's gone alright, I enjoyed it.
Go on,
I don't like
tell
being
me.
centre of attention though.
What way?
Everyone's just like asking who I am and why I've moved. And well, they've not actually asked why I've moved, they've just been saying like, where have I come from?
Right.
And just like everybody's like coming up and just keep saying hi to me and everything, and it's a bit it. I'm
Oh,
not
but
used
di-
to it.
Well, they'll be really sort of friendly.
Yeah. It's been good.
Oh, hiya, darling. Hiya. Oh, we've missed you.
Why are you crying?
It's relief, Ab.
Okay.
Just seeing a smiley face when we went to pick her up and with a group of people was just like, wow.
I was more like myself than I was at school. I was like more outgoing and smiling and laughing. I'm still not quite me, but I'm just kind of sitting back and watching, just see what goes on. It's the end of an era, so to say.
Get ready. 1. Well done. 2.
James has decided to help himself by embarking on a martial arts course.
I said to my mum, I don't care what you say, I want to do karate or taekwondo.
He feels happy there. He's made friends, which for him to find friends and make friends within a couple of days of being somewhere is unusual.
3, 4.
Do you think it's going to stop the bullying?
Probably not, but if they do attack me, I can always block them. So that bit would help. But it won't stop all of it. But if I do carry on with this, then I can learn how to calm down easier, and then if they do try and wind me up, I can just forget about it.
Try this. I'm going to intimidate you, yeah, but you're not going to let me touch you. You're just going to gently push away anything that comes towards you, yeah? You're not going to be aggressive to me. You're just going to push it away just to say no, yeah? Use your hands as a type of barrier. I'm coming up to you. I'm going to do this. What are you going to do with your hands? That's it. Just push them away. You don't have to be aggressive. I want to push you around. Yeah. And you imagine. Don't look at the floor. Look at me. That's it. Good. If I keep trying to come, I might want to put something in your hair. Just push me away. Just don't let me touch you. Push my hand away from you. That's it. No need to be aggressive, but just be strong and assertive. Yeah. Don't worry about being defensive. Don't cover up. Just be proud and strong with yourself. You're proud of yourself. And don't look at the floor. Look at me. Yeah. Look me in the eye. Show me that you're not frightened.
I want no more hassle, no more arguments, no more bullying. I just want to live a life like everyone else. Have mates, go out, play games, not having to worry.
4. Awesome. 5. Well done. Well done. Okay, this time do any kick you want, okay?
Amber has decided she must try and ignore the bullies.
At times I can think inside I'm strong, but sometimes I just can't do it anymore. I need to get stronger inside instead of, clicking on and off.
And how do you think you're going to do that?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't know if I will ever get stronger or if I can try. I don't know how to help myself about that. I just think that, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'm getting more stronger and I'm trying to ignore people, but bits and bobs will get to me. And they're starting to come up with worse comments, and so it's kind of like they're getting stronger, but I'm getting even stronger. I haven't locked myself in toilets in a long time. And I haven't been suicidal.
Rebecca has been assigned a new school, which she'll be able to start in the summer term.
I really, really want to go because I'm so fed up of sitting at home. It really does get to the point where you get up and you think, right, shall I just lay in bed all day because there isn't anything else to do?
She'll be out of this group of people completely because she knows no one there, so hopefully it was a completely fresh start and she'll make the right choices this time and be able to make the most of it.
I'm just going to go and basically give off a radar that I'm a nice person, I want everyone to talk to me sort of thing, and smile and hopefully let them smile back. Try and keep my head down and work hard. The amount I've been through and the amount of upset and on the edge and hurting myself and really, really wanting to die because of it all, I think I can't imagine. I wouldn't want anyone, not even any of them, I wouldn't want to feel this pain. I'm never going to do that to anyone because I know how much it hurts. And I think the fact that I've learnt that now at the age of 14, I think in a way is a really, really good thing.